fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching this program from. I welcome you and I appreciate you for being part of this very platform. Please, if you have not subscribed on this channel, kindly subscribe, like and share the program to other platforms. Make sure you click your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this platform, you know what we do. We do not preach hate speech. We do not instigate violence. The only thing we do here is to preach freedom, to encourage the Biafran people, to speak to the world and tell the world the true situation of things in Biafra land. This platform where you are watching this program is representing the Biafra Republic of Exile, a platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nandekan. We will continue to speak the truth, nothing but the truth. If you are a lover of freedom, if you are a lover of the truth, it does not matter your tribe, your religion, your location. You are going to enjoy your stay here and we welcome you. But if you are one of those who doesn't want the truth and you don't want people to get their freedom, you will not enjoy your stay. Let us watch together and see what this brother has to say.
Now, yesterday, gunmen set ablaze the country home of former Senator Frank Ipezim and the National Open University of Nigeria Study Center in Nsu, Imo State. Well, the attack came amid recent allegations that Ipezim facilitated the establishment of an IDP camp for Fulani refugees at the National Open University campus. Now, this is a claim that he vehemently denied. But the police confirmed the attack, while Ipezim clarified that the visit to the Noun Center was for assessing its potential as a skills training hub with absolutely no plans to resettle refugees or IDPs in the area. Well, unfortunately, the tension in the land showed itself with this action perpetrated by some unknown individuals, like the paper puts it. Now, the question I asked myself was, who do we blame for this misinformation? Do we blame the media and the way it was carried? Or do we blame the people? It's an unfortunate one. It's an unfortunate one. Tensions in that part of the country is, increasingly getting out of hand. Quite unfortunate.
Funny enough, the former senator put out a notice, talking about how particular media outlets push everything above what it should be, saying that it was more like a misinformation from that particular outlet. He said because of the fact that he went there with, the Commissioner for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons to make sure they assess the National Open University Study Center, and that was what made people think that they are going to establish another IDP camp in that zone. Well,
I also saw a clip of that video. The picture that was used side by side with the visit showed refugees. So that's, if you were not listening to the audio, you would easily misunderstand it to mean that, look, there was a plan to put refugees in that place, and and there were other misinformation I saw.
Yes, I was coming to that. I think it's about the whole issue of the new media, how the new media is, especially because the information out there was that plans had already been concluded, to resettle people from the north to Imo State. And incidentally or coincidentally, there was a visit by the head of that agency. It's a national agency, that visited that particular facility. And people misunderstood it to be, they have perfected the plans. But again, at the backdrop of what happened, if you proposition Imo State, if you look at what's been going on in Imo State, you will also understand that people's fears concerning what happened recently couldn't be far-fetched. And because there's been some kind of militarization of Imo State, the governor has also not been able to, not been able to clearly refute some of these allegations about the Fulanization, to be very clear about the Fulanization of Imo State. It's a clear and present danger, and the people of Imo State feel it. No matter how we try to paper over it, no matter how we try to live in denial, it's the real fact. So it is You don't need to travel far to see how the people responded or reacted spontaneously, and that is what led to the touching of, that Asson that unfortunately claimed the house of the immediate past senator. Going forward, I think what we should do is government should be very proactive. Government should be on top of its job. You don't allow such things to generate. It was clearly a case of misinformation, and the information arm of the state government should have been on top of the job to ensure that, look, this thing doesn't degenerate to where it landed in Imo State now.
But the way the people actually reacted to it, make it, like you rightly said, make it look like the people have had enough of whatever thing that is happening in Imo State.
Exactly.
So I think even with the government coming up to say they want to make a clear explanation of what is really happening, I don't really think it's going to deter the people from taking the action that they took, because they are the people residing in this area, and have seen something.
There's a difference between perception and reality. If there's a perception, and it doesn't match a reality, the people will simply stay back. But when the reality seems to match the perception, it also fuels concerns. Like, the issue of unknown gunmen in Imo State and what it has turned Imo State to. Exactly. Up until this moment, security agencies have not been able to tell Nigerians who are the unknown gunmen in the southeast and especially in Imo State. There are some parts of Imo State that people you don't do burial.
Even with the Bubago outfit, that is functioning there, still the insecurity is still
you can even talk about the ESN, not a Bubago. A Bubago died on arrival.
It's really unfortunate, and the fact that this also happened on a Monday has added credence to the harm that the Monday sit at home brings to how it affects the people. It's an unfortunate one, and I like you rightly said, and I will further buttress that information should be properly disseminated. If it was, I think, right after right after the media coverage and the airing of that, it would have been in place for the Commissioner of Information in Imo State to chime in and maybe set the records right. So
and also keep the security agencies on alert.
On red alert. But I guess this wasn't anticipated. Quite an unfortunate one.
All right, another trending issue that happened that was there on the social media was a Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja remanding former Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku and former Permanent Secretary Bello Yero in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over allegation of diverting 27 billion naira belonging to the Bureau for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. The EFCC claims that between 2015 and 2021, the defendants diverted various sums, including 1.01 billion naira and other funds for personal use. Both Ishaku and Yero pleaded not guilty, and their bail hearing is set for October 3rd, 2024. That's just tomorrow. Meanwhile, former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai has denied allegation of misappropriating over 423 billion naira during his tenure, expressing his willingness to swear by the Holy Quran to prove his innocence. He stated that he joined politics to serve, not to steal, and has turned to God for justice amid the accusation. And one want to ask, turning to using a holy book to swear his innocence. Is this really what we're going to have in the 21st century?
Swearing with the Quran is swearing with the Quran is not a problem. Anybody that wants to swear should go to Ogun and swear. I think so.
Why would you say that?
But that's not what he
believes in.
That's not the religion that he practices.
The Quran and the Bible, there's this kind of mercy. Grace will abound so long as sin will abound so long as there is mercy. The issue of swearing or not, our political leaders are very, very smart when it comes to that. You hold the Quran or the Bible in one hand, and you hold your knife, to cut the cake, slice the cake on the other hand. That is what goes on. But I'm more concerned with what goes on in the States. 27 billion naira, through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Let me tell you what happens. The Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs it's more like it's a channel, because Jack, Joint Allocation Account Committee, comes to the states through the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. So that is why that particular ministry, it's highly regarded in the states. And the governors make sure they use people who are very close, trusted allies, to man that ministry. Because the moment it comes in, it is the local government commissioner that convenes Jack and all of that. So that is one avenue that they use to filter funds. So, and I'm not surprised that it's again happening to Ishiaku and he's a hero of a man. My concern more is 27 billion naira in Kogi State, 109 something billion naira. If you go to another, Aerofi is how much?
Another state for something billion
naira. Yeah. If you put all of these monies together, you can develop Africa. Not just, Africa, not just Nigeria. So what have we become as a people?
My own challenge is this. It's not the first time EFCC is coming up to say, we have to pick you, we have to try you, allegation of misappropriation of fund and all that. Now, Moses, do you think that these people that have called will actually face the wrath of law if they are being found guilty? Also, see the likes of, imagine the story that trended last week or 2 weeks ago about how Yahaya Bello strolled into EFCC. I have to, because we're talking about public fund here.
I knew you were
and EFCC is telling us, no, we didn't do it, we did it. And imagine the other day.
Well, I know what happened.
Very, very dark man went to go and defend.
I understand what happened.
Right,
I just knew you were going to go that way. I knew you were going to talk about Yahaya Bello. It's an unfortunate one. We see this play out a lot, especially with politicians, where they are being accused, they go under the radar for some time, and then they emerge looking like, oh yes, now I'm ready to face the courts, now I'm ready to, to face whatever. And before you know it, the entire thing is swept under the rug. It's an unfortunate one. Whether or not justice will prevail, I cannot guarantee any Nigerian that justice in these matters will prevail, because we see people switch camp when such allegations are leveled against them. We see them hold meetings, and then before you know it, it seems like they are being forgiven, let off the hook. And in fact, if you want to tell me that there is justice, I will ask you to look the way of the number 2 man of this country. There are allegations against him that have never truly been finalized, but he holds sway over the Senate. So what else are we talking about?
The EFCC is just an agency under the Ministry of Justice.
So where does it leave this present administration and its promise to fight and curb corruption in Nigeria?
What it leaves is that there is no fight against corruption.
So, man, take the cake.
See, when Lee Kuan Yew became Prime Minister of Singapore, you know what he did? He had a corruption anti-graft agency. He took it from, it was independent. He removed it, put it under the Ministry of Justice. He discovered that it wasn't doing the work. Took it and put it under presidency. That was how they made it work. So if we have a president who is sincere in fighting corruption, the simplest thing he will do is to move that ministry, move that agency from the Ministry of Justice, remove all the fiat and whatever that is given to Attorney General of the Federation, put it under the presidency and ensure that EFCC
With the way corruption is embedded in our political space, it will be difficult.
No, Moses, I say if we have a president who is sincere,
it will be difficult to have one. Even one that is sincere may not be able to carry out his plans because of the way it is. They are all embedded. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate how corruption eats deep. I mean, it goes from the civil service to the highest office in the land. Corruption has eaten so deep into the fabric of this nation that it will take more than being sincere to fight it, to actually go ahead and fight it.
So where does that leave us? Oh well, Moses, it's rhetoric. You don't need to answer.
Oh well.
And an interesting twist: some Lagos residents have petitioned the managing director of Eco Electricity Distribution Company (EKDC), rejecting plans to move them from Band B to Band A in the distribution network. They have even said that, look, they have threatened legal action if that happens, because presently people are already burdened, with high tariffs. So why do you have to move them from Band B to Band A? That's the question. Most of you recall last time, Kate Henshaw even said, look, there is no distribution of. There's something she said about power should be given freely to people.
No bans.
No ban.
No
There
bans,
shouldn't
yeah.
be anything
Yeah,
about
bans.
banding, you know. So now
be
what's your
bans.
reaction?
For me, I think this particular one, I will support the people for going, because you cannot wake up and tell me you're moving me from band B to band A because of the fact you think we are being resided. You know, it's where band A thing tribe. I've never supported the bans in Nigeria.
It's not even about
I've
where
never
you
supported the
reside.
bans.
It's not even about where you reside. It's the fact that the country, the Ministry of Power or whoever decided that, look, some Nigerians should pay more for electricity
Because they get more, according to
because they get more. What is the definition of getting more?
3 of the Guardian newspaper. And those are the headlines that made it to the cover page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Okay, there's another one. I beg your pardon. I have to take that. The last but not the least, PDP not one-man enterprise. Governors replying with case alive.
All right, the Nigerian Tribune is up next. Banner headline there.
Thank you for listening. Please share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Reach out to anybody you can reach out to so that we can be able to fight this battle to a winning. I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the program and stay blessed. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move. Airborne.